Day 43 Reading. This is the last chapter of this book, The Daughter from a Wishing Tree, or Unusual Tales About Women in Mythology. The last chapter name is The Forgotten Wife. Vachaspati Mishra, a man of outstanding academic caliber, was born in the Mithila region of Magad, today's Bihar, sometimes between 900 and 980 EC. His single mother, Vatsala, faced a lot of hardship while raising him. When Vachaspati became a young man, she thought about getting him married. Soon she found a young bride for him from the neighboring village and spoke to her son about her. My sole purpose is to write a bhashya, a commentary on Vedant Sutras or Brahma Sutras. The scriptures are very important and dear to me, and the commentary will be my service to the country. Vachaspati said to his mother, once I start writing a bhashya, I will be immersed in it and won't be able to perform the duties of a husband or a father. You know that, mother. Please convey this to the bride's side. But tell me, Amma, if after hearing all this, do you still want me to get married? Vatsala was surprised by her son's decision. She felt that it was futile for him to get married and ruin a girl's life. Hesitantly, she shared her son's opinion with the bride's father. Everyone was shocked. The girl's father appreciated Vachaspati's frankness, humility, and honesty, and he asked his daughter for her opinion. The young girl said, I will marry him and abide by his condition. Vachaspati was glad. He realized that the girl must be special because she had chosen him despite knowing what difficulties lay ahead of her. The couple was wed on the auspicious day of Vyas Purnima. It was also the most wonderful time for him to start writing a bhashya. The moment he reached home after the wedding, he sat in the veranda and began writing. Days turned into nights. His mother Vatsala bought him whatever he wanted while his wife observed. Months, seasons, and years passed, and Vachaspati remained focused on his work. After a few years, his mother died. Now his wife took over the care of her husband, who had very few physical needs, a bath, food, and a few hours of sleep. 4 years she served him without any expectation while staying out of his sight. The palm leaf he wrote on were always at hand. The lamp was well oiled for the night. His clothes were washed. Fresh food was always served on time, and he was never disturbed while he worked. Vachaspati never thought about how well looked after he was. One night he finally completed his commentary. Vachaspati put his pen down and stood up. He was in ecstasy. At last his wife's work was done. His life work was done. In the dim light, he saw an old woman sleeping in the corner of the room. At the slight noise, she stirred from her sleep. Vachaspati asked her, Old lady, who are you? What are you doing in my room at this time? I am your wife. You married me decades ago. All this time you have been so busy writing that I never disturbed you. Vachaspati was stunned. He vaguely remembered his beautiful young bride, who was now apparently this old woman. Had so much time truly passed? Then he saw his reflection in an oil pot and almost didn't recognize himself. It was the face of an elderly men. Vachaspati went to his wife and saw her hand. He recalled that they were the same ones that would come near him to serve his food and feel the oil in his lamp. He was familiar with the hands, but not her face. Tears began flowing down his cheeks. I have been unfair to you. I have not fulfilled any of my duties towards you, but you have. I am fortunate to have a woman like you who has given me so much unconditional love, being patient with me and treated me with a large heart. You are truly ex- exceptional. May I know your name? The old woman smiled. She said, I accepted your condition and got married to you, dear husband. I know that when you have achieved such great heights in philosophy, you will need someone who look after you with kindness and affection, and I have done all that I could. My name is Bhamati. Vachaspati nodded at her and went back to his desk. He took the quill and opened to the first page of his finished bhashya. It had been kept vacant for a suitable title. He wrote with his trembling hand, Bhamati. Bhamati. Vachaspati turned to his wife and said, I have named this work after you. Whoever read this may or may not remember me, but they will definitely remember you. Behind every great work of man, there always exists the unconditional love from a woman who deserves more recognition than the man himself. You will be the best example in history to convey to the world that women are much greater than these works. In the present times, we don't know much about Vachaspati's Mishra, but everybody knows about the Bhamati school of Avaiditya, Avaidit Vedant, Advait Vedant. Today, Bhamati's name remains synonymous with great patience and unconditional love. The book is complete.